week one introduction. I'm getting used to a different setting here for my opening videos. So as you can see, I got the same shirt on as intro, so it's the same day. Let's talk about what we're doing for week one after we've been formally introduced and understand something about the format of the course. Week one, an interesting introduction chapter about what management's all about. What are managers? Who are managers? What roles do managers play? What skill sets do they need? Some of the basic things covered in chapter one. Got some interesting exercises here on basically power and politics that you'll do as part of the discussion boards. A little bit clarification here. So as I've repeated in the syllabus, and once or two times already, you'll take these various exercises where there's a discussion board, go through that exercise, for example, the power and politics one at the end of chapter one, and then you'll need to go through that. And lots of times you'll get a score of how much power you want or whatever it is we're measuring, and then you need to report out the results of your exercise as well as anything else you want to contribute to the discussion board for that particular exercise by, in this case, Saturday night. And then you'll read over everybody's stuff and respond selectively to those by Sunday night. Everything's got to be done by Sunday midnight. So you've got to come up with at least one post per each discussion board, and then 5 total for that particular module. Of course, there's 2 modules in each week, so you got to do at least 10 posts per week at minimum. No maximum, but make sure that whatever you do, you're doing well. As I think we talked about in the intro video, the one rule that you should never forget in this class is you bring your A game to the discussion boards. I don't want any just kind of yeah, you're right types of responses to people. You need to really think about what you're contributing, and each post should be something where you're adding knowledge, insight, something substantive to the discussion board. And I will be, again, I grade these personally. I spend a lot of time doing it, and I want to see great stuff. Or you might be getting an email from me saying, put great stuff on there. All right, so that's the general format and what we're covering there in Module 1, Chapter 1. Module 2, this is a fantastic chapter, at least some of the topics covered. Just a brief list. We're looking at how the external environment impacts the managerial role. Things like economic inequities within society, how they shape the modern workplace. Things like changes in demographics. A lot of interest in the millennials these days and how they're supposedly a gigantically different generation than everybody else. We need to understand those arguments as a manager and make reasonable decisions about how we might adjust company policies and our own management style, dealing with people from different demographic backgrounds. All right, great chapter on or topic area, environmental uncertainty. I don't know if you have any money in the stock market these days, but there's been tremendous drops in the stock market over the last couple of days. As managers, we need to understand how environmental uncertainty, ups and downs in the business cycle, and our own industrial cycle is impacting what we need to be thinking, the decisions we need to be making as a manager. So hopefully we'll get some interesting frameworks there that can help us make intelligent decisions and take intelligent action as managers. We also cover organizational culture in this particular module, in Module 2, and take a look at one of my favorite interesting companies that continues to evolve, Zappos.com. And I've got a video segment I'm suggesting that you take a look at and comment on, but I also suggest that you do some additional research. And there's just a fantastic Today Show segment that you can access through that Zappos Insight portion of the webpage and the Facebook page that takes a link to that Today site. talking about some additional experiments going on at Zappos.com in the management role. So I think you'll like all of that. In Module 1, I've also, maybe some of you have come across and heard about a New York Times article about Amazon.com and the management style and organizational culture there. I'm asking you to read that New York Times article and Jeff Bezos' response to it and other responses to that. And that'll help set the framework here as far as what management's about, power of organizational culture, and it touches on a number of other topics from the first two modules. Okay, so we're properly have an overview to what we're doing in week 1. 2 modules. We also know that the posting to the discussion board schedule. Of course, you got to hit the Saturday deadline for initial posts, Sunday deadline for follow-up posts. For Module 2, you've got a Monday deadline for initial posts, Tuesday deadline for follow-up posts. And the rule here is, I'm going to repeat it endlessly here, bring your A game, bring your best to the discussion boards. That's what I'm expecting. And that's going to be probably the primary contribution you're making to this class, is what insight and what learning you can promote with your colleagues on those discussion boards. That's gigantically important. All right, so if you've got any questions, of course, send me an email, check in on Skype, phone call, old technology, we can do that. There's also some program, Blackboard Instant Messaging, that I have up on my computer. I'm available here to answer questions, hopefully intelligent questions about what's going on, of course, organization, content, and anything else that you're interested in talking about. Oh, it's Tuesday night. I just came back from an entrepreneurship event. It's amazing the amount of things that we have going on in business these days and in the Rio Grande Valley on both sides of the border. Had presentations from LG Electronics. If you have an LG TV, chances are it was made in Reynosa. We had an Alps Electronics presentation in your car. Chances are you've got a bunch of stuff from Alps there that was made in a plant in Reynosa, just across the border here from where we are. They've got almost 4,000 employees doing stuff in a very high-tech automated environment in Reynosa. So fantastic things going. There's reasons to be gigantically excited about the field of management and your journey to an MBA and your quest to take on more of a leadership role within organizations. All right, I'll stop blabbering. Again, let me know if you have any questions.